I grew up in a family where music was just sort of every day, constantly. At Christmas or Thanksgiving gatherings, we would sit around the fireplace. Everybody would grab a hymnal and we just start calling out numbers. And everybody would sing and we would sing on sight. And I just sort of innately learned how to sight read that way. My aunt would hop on the piano. She would do this thing that's called chording, where you take that basic four-part hymn and you make up an accompaniment on the fly by what chords you see, which is now that I'm older is just something I can't even understand how she was able to do so well. And we would just sort of do that thing every gathering, and it's a very dear part of my childhood. And my great grandfather was a hymn writer and had a music school, and his children, my grandfather, were gospel singers and would travel around the country performing. And then my father is a cellist, and there was just no escaping music in my life.
So did you always know that you wanted to go into music then, or?
I did when I was 4 years old. I remember telling at the time my church music leader that I wanted to be Mr. Green when I grew up. So I kind of got away from that when I was in school and thought I wanted to be a chemist, but then I went right back to it. This will be my fifth year. I'm excited about that.
That's awesome. So what drew you to this chorus?
Well, what's a fun story about the SoCo and my life interacting is that they actually found me. So when they were looking for a new artistic director, the board at the time was asking around who's in Austin that you think we should hire. And a bunch of people recommended my name. And so the treasurer at the time just sent me a random Facebook post saying, "Hey, do you want to be our new director?" And I was sort of taken aback and I was like, "Oh, that this is actually perfect. This is exactly what I've been looking for, to do something extra." And it's been really nice because I've always worked with high schoolers my whole career, in teaching their music literacy, and they can be fantastic singers, but they just don't have that life experience an adult can bring to a song, and where they really understand the poetry and the meaning behind it. And it's just been thrilling to be able to be at the helm of that.
So you've done a lot in your short time with SoCo. Like you have created the Sing Together series, and the Blue Bonnet Fund for new music. And then again, my math might be wrong, but I think that we've more than doubled in size in that, certainly in the 5 years, right?
Yeah, it's tripled even, yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, we
So
started around 35 singers, and right now we're starting the season with 125.
how does that change things going from, a mid-sized ensemble group to like truly a large chorus?
I think it's going to be a really exciting to hear the sound really fill the space now when we perform, and being able to conquer literature that has much more depth to it, and picking out the music this season, thinking of pieces that have that grandeur to them that a chorus of our size can really highlight. And I'm really excited about what it's going to sound like.
What do you think is next on the horizon for SoCo as we continue to grow and evolve?
Yeah, the board has been working really hard at putting together a growth plan, and it's obviously working. And we have some great ideas that are coming that we're going to start to pilot this fall. We're working on a service ensemble that's going to be called SoCo Spark, where we will get out into the community more. And it's for members that have ever been a part of SoCo to sort of learn music that they'll go out and sing in the community, and volunteer for. And I'm like, that's the mission that I think we really are all looking to add to this chorus. That's really what makes us human, and sets us apart from the experiences of other things, is that we are able to connect through song, and be it that you're on the performing side or your community member listening, that it becomes this sort of combined experience that can only really happen once in one time. And that's just something that makes us uniquely human. And it's a very spiritual experience, in my opinion. Um, I really loved when we were able to commission our piece last season for Americana when we sang "We Are Here." I think, like you said a second ago, it was a beautiful way for us to come together, and talk about how everything is divisive, but we are here and we are together and we are united in this song. In whatever background, no matter who we are, where we come from, we are here, and we are ready to present to the world our music. And I just found that to be just one of the most exhilarating experiences to be a part of. I think SoCo is a place of welcoming women, independent thinkers, artists, lovers, creators, mothers, daughters. Everybody comes from their own unique background. And we are able to take that and combine it to be one entity in one moment. And I just think that that's something that's really special. And I love the combined effort that we become, because we will always be our own thing. And I just love this ensemble so much.